In today's video, we'll talk about 5 pitching mechanics flaws, along with a couple drills for each one of them that will fix these in youth pitchers. So if you're new here, I'm Dan Blewett. Check out my online courses, my 5 baseball books, all in the description below. So if you're looking for more resources on how to help the youth pitcher in your life, I have tons of these on my YouTube channel and on my website and in my books below. Our youth pitching mechanics flaw number 1 is when their body rushes down the mound and they sort of fall at an angle like this. This is very, very common. Players need to instead have their weight shifting back to resist the downhill action of the mound. So very, very often if I watch a youth baseball game, I'll see a lot of pitchers who land like this, and then their arm sort of gets on the side of the ball. Everything goes downhill from there. Their pitching mechanics, their velocity, their command, the quality of their off-speed stuff, all of it. So let me give you a drill or two that can help fix this.
This drill is called the heel toe drill, and this basically mimics the bottom part of the delivery after the leg has already gone back down. And to do it properly, you're going to push your hip out in front of your body. Your back leg is going to push you away. It's a really smooth feeling drill, and it really helps players lead with their hip.
All right, youth pitching mechanics flaw number 2, when their glove arm is low. So even if they keep their weight back, lots of times I see glove arms sort of just fly across the body like that, and they stay really, really low, like here. And what happens with that is it typically causes these players to open up too soon. And then when they open up too soon, this is being too open, this is being closed at landing. When they open up too soon, now they've spent some of the rotation of their hips, and then again, they get on the side of the ball, and everything gets worse. Their velocity, their control, the quality of their off-speed stuff. So the glove arm has a big influence on what the rest of the body does. When the glove arm swims out and stays on this side of the body longer, it keeps us closed, and then we can produce more power and retain and use that power from our hips and our core. So let me give you a couple of drills that help correct that flaw.
All right, so this is the rocker drill, and the way I like to do it is this really heavy shift into the back leg where the glove arm angles upward. I tell players, think about shooting a bow and arrow up over a tree. And if they do that, then they start to feel how their glove arm helps to get them uphill and then pull downhill so they can get on top of the baseball.
All right, my next pitching mechanics flaw that's very common in young pitchers is when kids lift the ball up too soon. This is a problem. The arm should not get to this 90-degree position until the hips have already started to rotate. If you look at slow motion video of major league pitchers, what you'll see is that when they land, their pitching arm is typically slightly above parallel. So they're usually somewhere in this range. And then as their hips and core start to rotate, that's when their arm goes back up into the 90-degree position and then lays back, and then they deliver the ball. So with youth pitchers, they often get different cues from their coaches, and sometimes they develop this bad habit where they stick the ball up too soon. But let me give you a couple drills that can help correct that in their throwing progression.
All right, so this is the lawnmower drill, and this one is really simple, and it focuses solely on the arm getting pulled back behind the body rather than lifting. So you won't have to do this a lot, but this helps train that motion. And these are rotation throws. These just add more of the body into that retraction that we're looking for. So we're going left and then we're going right, and this can be more natural and more of a full motion with the arm action.
Next, a lot of youth pitchers struggle with following through. They finish really gingerly. They really don't get everything from their body and from their arm. They're aiming. They're trying to guide the ball in there. As a coach, this can be really frustrating because when pitchers aim the ball and guide it and ease off, it actually makes their command worse. It's an inverse relationship. The more they try to aim it, the worse their command gets. So let me give you a couple of drills that will help fix this. And one of the biggest ones, spoiler alert, is long toss. Because when you allow players to long toss, they're working more on just reaching out, throwing the ball farther, challenging themselves to throw, continuing longer distances. And that helps them learn what proper intensity feels like. So that's a big one. I'm gonna give you a couple pitching games also that really help players learn to sort of let go and throw with the near full speed arm that they have to be effective pitchers in games.
So fast shuffles, we are just getting our players encouraged to move their body fast. And when their body's moving fast, their arm will move faster, and then they will naturally follow through longer to accommodate the faster arm speed.
And my last flaw that you see a lot with youth pitchers is what happens to their glove after they release. So your glove arm can do one of two things. Number one, once you start to rotate, the glove arm can sort of tuck and fold neatly by your side. Now, you bring your chest towards your glove. You're not actually pulling your glove backwards. That's a little bit of a myth. But you'll do see most major league pitchers finish with their glove in a compact position off to the side. And there's good reason for this. When I'm compact, it helps direct all my energy towards the plate. What you see with a lot of young pitchers is their glove arm finishes like this, and they're almost flying around with these really long limbs. And you could imagine that kind of drags you off of your target towards home plate. It just is redirecting energy in places we don't need it to go. So your glove arm can do two acceptable things. Number one, like I said, it can tuck and finish kind of compact. Or number two, it can fall as long as it's compact. There are some major league pitchers who you'll see this. They have a long glove arm, but it flows right next to the side of their body and it completely clears their body. So you never want to see glove arms here as they follow through. You don't want to see them between your legs, and you don't want to see glove arms flying all over laterally. It always want to be compact to the body or falling long next to the side of the body. So let me give you a couple drills that will help work on this in your throwing progression with your players.
All right, so same drills before, the rocker drill, but here's the thing. These drills are multi-purpose. So in this case, you're teaching what the arm action should look like, the glove arm action. So see how mine swims out, it reaches out with the palm down, and then it finishes with the palm up as it tucks into my body. This is all about how you coach these drills, not just the drills themselves.
All right, so thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Check out my books, online courses, and additional pitching mechanics videos that you'll find in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you here in the next video.